This conference will now be recorded.
So I have to read the paragraph. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions in the open meeting law and the governor's March 15, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Town of Harwich Cemetery Commission on Tuesday, June 8th at 2021 at 8 a.m. will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. No in-person attendance of members of the public would be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings in real time via technological means. In the event that we are unable to do so, despite best efforts, we will post on the Town of Harwich website an audio or video recording transcript or other comprehensive record of proceedings as soon as possible after the meeting. Okay, I call the meeting of the Harwich Cemetery Commission to order at 8:04. I'm gonna turn my phone back on. All right, we had the emails from Wendy Tullock.
Yeah, so we had the emails and then I put in the end of the packet just a breakdown from the cemetery revolving account. So it is right after those few, just easier for you guys to be able to see. And in this, it's just an Excel document. It tells about all the expenditures that we had and who it went to, like Recovering Electric, and then it says the well. So far this year, we have taken in $67,250, and we've expended $37,722.57. In our balance in the cemetery revolving account, when I finished this at the beginning of June, was $101,508.71. So we're in really good shape in that account.
I think so. Now, don't we have to spend down some of that?
Well, we have quite with the signs going to be going in Island, the Island Pond Cemetery, Master Line Arboretum will be going in on Friday. The other sign that we had made for the church cemetery will be done the following week, but we have quite a few expenditures that are in this packet. We did get the procurement thing. Chris Nickerson from the DPW went out to bid to get paving done. Some of the roads needed repair in Mount Pleasant where the trees have heaved up the pavement, as well as in Island Pond. So that's in the packet. And then we also have a payment due for the cemetery software. And I forget what else. We've got quite a few items that are on here. Oh, and Paul Sweetzer's bill for their surveying.
Extra.
Yeah. So we've got a few things that are going to be expenditures this billing period.
Okay, hello, looks good. And we get an email from Don Fancy on signs.
Yeah, so Don Fancy had sent me a email saying that both the signs were going to be finished in the next 2 weeks, but the Island Pond one is just about finished yesterday. It was just waiting to dry a little bit more. And so we'll meet Shane and I will stake out where the sign is going at the entrance. Kind of bummed that it won't be in for the tree tour tomorrow. So the garden club is doing a tree tour there. So we'll bring the poster that we have.
Okay.
That way people will know where the sign is going and what it's going to look like.
Did he sign for the other church?
Shane had sent me an email.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Cindy. Yeah, so that is for the East Howard, Union Church, which is what we voted on. So we still have that sign, which we voted on a while back. I know, Cindy, you don't think it should say Union, right?
I don't.
So we got that from Dawn. We got that from Dawn. Yeah, that's done.
Yeah.
So we had voted on that. We got all the paperwork from the historian, and we discussed it with Don Howell, and he agreed that it should,
Yeah.
that's what it's, that's what the name
Done
is.
deal. Thank you.
But somewhere it's written down exact what the name of the cemetery is.
Yeah, so there's, there had been historically people had kept the records of the church, and it went back, I think it was in the 80s, and then in the 90s they redid it, and then I think it was 2008 they redid something else, and then recently they did it again. So I have all that documentation. It's pretty thick, where they did a lot of stuff for the Mayflower descendants, and that's where it came into play. But that was given to us from the church. That wasn't something that we
Oh, no.
did on our own. So the other thing was, so Shane, who is from Liberty Metalworks, had expressed a little bit of concern about the wood to hang the sign, that he thought it was going to go up in his price, but he sent me back a message last night saying that it is going to still be the same price, that because he still had some of the materials. So he's
Okay.
not gonna go up on the price, but for future signs, if the price of the lumber doesn't go down, the price of the signs might increase for whichever sign we choose to do next. I will, for the next packet, do the ones that we have already ordered and the ones that we still have, like we still have to do Kelly. We'd have to do the one for Bank Street. I don't know, Hawk's Nest, and I'm trying to think of what else. But I'll go through that list and make sure that we have all of the signs, what we've done and what we need to do.
Okay. And then about your carryover on your vacation?
Yeah, so I still had quite a few. I had almost 4 weeks vacation at the beginning of June. So I requested to take 1 week's vacation and maybe carry over 3. In our contract, we can carry over 2, but it was denied, and they said that I only can carry over 2 weeks. So the concern is that I don't have anyone to cover me. So last time I went on vacation, as you know, Megan was supposed to cover me, and then at the, on the Thursday before, when I was leaving on Friday, she called and said she couldn't do it. So some of the DPW guys had to go different ones, and some of the paperwork wasn't all the way filled out. So we had to go back and fill out some more of the paperwork, but they are all trying to take vacation as well. I emailed Joe and Megan after receiving this and let them know that somebody's going to have to cover me in CC'd link, so that I don't know where I'm going yet, but originally I told Rob, and he's like, let's go to Hawaii.
Go somewhere.
I'm definitely going somewhere. So somebody's going to have to cover it. So we'll have to figure out who that will be. So I did reach out to Joni at the DPW. I sent her an email this morning to let her know. The concern would be if somebody passed away and they need to purchase lots, because I have not trained anyone on the sale of lots. I will try to make up a sheet of available lots in each of the cemeteries. Hopefully they'll be able to handle
Figure it out from there.
because I'll be gone from the June 17th will be my last day, and I'll come back after July 4th.
So you're taking all 4 weeks then?
No, I'm taking, it's a little over 2 weeks I'm taking at the end of the month.
That's right too.
Mhm.
Okay, we still got to work on how to get us an assistant for you for all this.
I know.
This is how you do it. You
It makes the whole town's life easier.
hurry, and everything shuts down. And
And
sorry.
the thing is I think that, so I will be on vacation, but I normally cover all the burials, and a lot of the burials that are coming up are going to be on Saturdays. So when the DPW covers my burials on Saturdays, they get paid 4 hours overtime per their contract. So I don't get paid at all when I go for my funerals on Saturdays. It's just extra time I'm working. 'Cause
Aaron told me they probably save money at that
Yeah.
rate.
I'm on salary, so I only get paid my 35 hours, and a couple weeks I've worked over 50 hours.
Hmm.
I think at some point, I don't know how they're going to address it, but I do have a meeting on Friday with Joe and with Megan to go over my 5-year, my next full fiscal year, and then the next 5 years. They want to know any CPC articles that are going to be coming up, or any concerns about our department, or looking forward for the next 5 years. So I will be bringing that up again.
Is this a private meeting,
I don't know.
or could you have 3 close friends show up
I
to drive
I
home
could
the
send-
point?
I could send an email requesting if the commission could attend.
Okay.
And
I mean, if this
And
is
I'll
not line, if spelled out, maybe this isn't the appropriate place to discuss this, but if this is not spelled out to them, they're clueless. And the only way to get the department to run 24/7, because people pass away when they want to, not when we want them to, then we have to get their attention and say, look, we have to either have an assistant or some other means. You just can't pawn this out. I
Because
mean,
it seems like every time this happens, we gotta feel out who can do this, who can sub in and everything. It's
the
not.
town is just too big now.
it's a lot of people right now. We have a lot of burials that are going to be taking place. So far, just on July 10th alone, I have 5 funerals that day. So
There
I
you go.
mean, there is, as more and more people are coming to the Cape and things are opening up, all the people who have not done services over the last year will be doing their services. And the majority of those are going to be happening on the weekend. So I'll be working on the
Unpaid.
weekend. So,
On the
yes.
Sorry,
So
31 years in the union, and I'm just flabbergasted at this. What does Chatham do, being half our size?
I don't think they do nearly as many burials as we do.
But on the weekends, or when their cemetery staff is on vacation?
I'll have to find out. I think she's only part-time. I think the girl who does my job over there is part-time. And I think that most of the burials are are done by the DPW staff.
Interesting. Well, then they should assign somebody there that can do this all the time, period. Not keep searching for somebody, but we can discuss this at another day.
Right, okay, yeah, probably new business item, but
Okay.
Yeah, let us know if we can support you and go Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we get the Island Pond update on that web service.
Yes. So they have been out there taking photographs, doing drone footage. They have uploaded the database into their software, and they're converting. They asked me for several different other fields. Originally, they were just sorting the veterans by all veterans, and I wanted it sorted by World War I, World War II, Civil War, Revolutionary War. And then, so they might actually do, also put in there, we have a lot of, well, not a lot, but we have quite a few that died, and then the bodies were brought back, or we just have a memorial for them here. Some of the, Richard Rogers is one that just comes off right to mind. So he died in service in Vietnam, and then his body was flown back here, and he's buried in Island Pond. So on anyone who lost their lives, I wanted them to be able to be sorted separately. So, and we're working with all different kinds of sorting mechanisms that are in there, so that if we do tours or something like that, we'd be able to pick them out. So we have had quite a few people send me information on their loved ones that are buried there right now. So we'll be starting to upload those to their record files. So if you just clicked on Jimmy Marceline, I have a ton of newspaper articles and stuff like that. and stuff that was written here at the community center that's in the hallway when they inducted him into the Hall of Fame. Stuff like that that will be actually uploaded to his file. So he's been working on linking all of the different things together and then with the actual location. So we did all the GPS coordinates of all of the trees last week. And so that way all the trees will be pinpointed on the map as well. So if somebody says, I want to see the ginkgo tree, it's going to tell them we now have 4 ginkgo trees. One of the people who owned a lot planted 2 more ginkgo trees on their lot. So we have 4 at this point. So all 4 of those could be GPS.
That and I think the entranceway came out really nice too.
You did a great job there, Steve.
No, not for that, but it just looks spatially much better.
Oh, it definitely
Absolutely.
so much better. I love it. And you know, I've had so many positive remarks from people coming in and going from the entrance. They're like, oh, we have so much more space. In the packet, well, we have the paving, so we can smooth out the paving and get all that done. Will be covered in the bid document that's in there that will hopefully get sooner than later.
Yeah, it looks good. Then we have the Arts in the Arboretum.
So this is turning into quite the event. I've already have kind of like a band that practices here at the community center. They actually have a 30-piece band, but they're only going to bring 8 pieces. But they play the all sorts of wind instruments, and they've already signed up. We have a Celtic band. We have a violinist. We have a lady who's a photographer. I'm meeting with Weedy Tinsley, I think. This
Tinsley.
woman, yeah, this morning to pick out her spot. So she has drawn some of the Leafs sketches, and she was like, I want to pick out my spot. So I have sent this out. Cindy has it as well, flyer. So if anyone, it's on our website. And if anyone's interested in participating, we want them to contact us and we'll showcase them. So I'm going to be making a map this afternoon and walking around and picking locations for where they'll be set up. We want, obviously, the musicians spread apart so they're not, I mean, it is over 25 acres, so there's plenty of space. But we want them to all play nice, soothing music. So we want to make sure that it's nothing too loud that it would be disturbing to people in the cemetery. But I'm very excited about this. I'm working with Erica over at the Cultural Arts Center. She's going to help get a couple of the artists for me. And we've got a couple other people that wanted to help out with this. So I think it's going to go well. Cindy at the Chamber of Commerce has it down there, and I'm going to try to get in touch with the guild artists here in the town to see if there's some of those people that will want to attend.
Great.
I'm very excited about this. I think if great, I think it should be an annual event.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it looks good. Now we have the paving from Nickerson.
So Chris Nickerson does all of the paving for the town. So he knows all of the vendors that he usually deals with. So he had sent out this to, it looks like 3 different people. I put it in here. I don't know these names. I can only tell that one of them's John Canto. And then RJ Nadone was the only one that actually sent back one, and it came out to $17,000. So it lists all of the different street names in Island Pond, and believe it or not, more of them are in Mount Pleasant than are in Island Pond. So I guess what we need from you guys is if this is something you guys want to move forward with, somebody would have to make a motion to vote on this.
We didn't get any prices from the other 2 guys.
No, they didn't even send in any price quotes, but Chris said this is actually about what he's paying. So he already went out to procure it and he did get 3 price quotes, and this is the exact same. And which is probably why the other 2 guys who didn't get it the last time probably didn't bid on it, because they weren't going to go any lower than that.
All right, in that case, I'll make a motion that we proceed.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
So be it.
I will contact him today, so on the schedule and get that done as soon as possible.
Okay, are they gonna pave up to the new garden at the entrance?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them about doing that as well.
And as soon as my phone comes back on, I can, what's next? And then an old business, the updating of CPC articles.
Yeah, so it's a long process when you have to do procurement with the something that's over $50,000. So it has to go out and has ads in the newspaper, and it has to be listed on the register and all that stuff. So Megan and Griffin have been working with me over the last couple months, trying to get ready to get the Pine Grove to go out. It was placed in the Chronicle, I believe. And I just, it's going to be, all the bids have to be back by Thursday, June 24th at 1 o'clock. I will be on vacation then. I did send something to Megan about that, and she said she would cover it for me. So it's actually, this is also listed on the town website for anyone who wants to bid on it. And hopefully, it's quite a huge packet. So it has a list of all the memorials that we want fixed and what we want done with them and their location in the cemetery. I don't like any gray areas, so I always put in a map and say, you're fixing this stone with this name on it. And we also had the AmeriCorps members go down there and remove a lot of the vegetation that was impeding some of the memorials, and they were tipping over. And part of the bid is for them to dig out whatever it is that keeps growing back, that's making the stones lift and move and list. So I'm excited that that project is going to be going forward, and I'm sure the people down that live in that area of Harwich near Captain's Row are excited that it's going to be finished as well. They were big supporters of this project. So
Great.
Cool. And then we got the update in the Civil War veterans.
so I have finished the book. I'm cross-referencing all of the materials that I have. I also was able to find on Ancestry the original papers where they signed in. And some of those people are not listed in the book. So under Harwich, but they might be listed as unassigned or how I told you sometimes they
Yep.
do put in their place of, so what I'm going to do is cross-reference them just to make sure that we are not missing out on any of the veterans. So that is probably 15 pages of veterans. There's probably about 30 people on each page. So I will be going through that and just cross-referencing my 2 lists and find out, if they didn't serve and they just signed up and then they didn't go in, or if they went in where they served, because that you need where they served in order to be placed on the memorial. So I'll have to track that down. But I want to get that finished sooner than later, because I need to get a price quote for the CPC articles for next year before October. So the sooner I get it done, the sooner I can put it out to bid to get some real numbers so that we can put forward that CPC article, because I really like to go forward that next year.
Okay. Upcoming tours of the cemeteries.
So as you know, we had our grand opening. Cindy was awesome there. And then we have the annual tree tour, which is done with the Harwich Garden Club, which is tomorrow. It's only from 11 to 1. So it's kind of a lunchtime thing, which is good because it's going to be hot. So I think it's 12 garden club members at this point. That'll be placed strategically around the cemetery. Myself and Ashley, and I think a couple other of the members will be leading the tour around. We're so excited that a lot of the COVID guidelines have been lifted, and at outside venues, it'll be nice to be able to walk around freely and enjoy the trees. Some of the trees are rebounding nicely. We have watering bags on some of the ones that got stressed from the the droughts that we've been having over the last really 8 years. We've had droughts. So we have been trying to nurse some of the trees back to health, and they are really starting to come back, and they look great. Hopefully we'll get some well-needed rain tonight, but it's not looking well.
At least we had good rain last weekend, so that was good.
Yeah, it was good. That was really good.
And then the update from Paul Sweetser on his work.
Yeah, so Cindy's probably been on this project the longest. We have been trying to finish, I think when I first started here in the cemetery department in 2004, in 2008, the land that surrounds the Kelly Cemetery was in question. So we did a taking at town meeting in 2008 of the property that abuts it, and we have been waiting for a plot plan to file at the Barnstable County Registry of Deeds. So we had all the documentation. We did special legislation at the State House, but we never got the plot plan actually done. So Paul Sweetser was nice enough, and it's in the packet, to finally do the plot plan. So we have all of the dimensions of the existing cemetery, and then all of the new area. So very excited about that. So he's filed that, as well as the one for the Bank Street. He did both of them. He filed both of them. So those will both be on file at the Registry of Deeds, and which will make it easier for us to move forward with the Bank Street encroachment issue.
Okay. Have the abutters haven't been contacted yet?
Well, the problem is now Griffin has a new job. Griffin has left the town of Harwich, and now works at the town of Brewster. So I did send him an email when we got notification that he was going to be leaving, and asked him if he could please draft that letter to the abutters before he leaves. So I'm going to try to check in. I think this is his last week with him, to make sure that letter gets sent out. Because I don't think at this point that they're, or I don't know when they'll be hiring a new town engineer. So we want.
Okay, and that cemetery does need to be mowed.
I know, I drove by it after you called me, Steve, and it definitely needs a little TLC. And I did mention it to Jim Stratton, our foreman, that now you thought.
So quite deep. And the last thing is, I skipped over the approval of the minutes from April 27th and May 21st.
Oh, yeah.
Did y'all get a chance to read it when it came in late last night?
I have not, I'm sorry. I will do it today, I promise.
Okay, so we can't approve them then, right?
Well, Rob did read them. Did you read them, Steve?
Yeah, for the most part. I read most of them.
All right. Do you guys want to put it off till next meeting?
You want to just do all three next meeting?
I can
Yeah,
just put them
I
on the next
move
meeting.
we postpone until the next meeting.
Sure.
Resets.
Anybody have any new business?
I don't think so. I think we just have I have that meeting later with on Friday, and I think that's it. We do have Rob's got a couple deeds to sign, and then I'm gonna have a new deed for Steve. Steve's moving his location in the cemetery, so we have to do a deed
A
transfer.
little bit higher ground.
We also need to follow up on meeting with Link and Jim Stratton.
Yeah. So I will, that's gonna be on the next month's agenda. And I
Okay.
didn't know if you guys, I think it's gonna be too late in the game. I am gonna have to send you guys bills before the end of the month. And I'll have to figure out how I'm going to do that. As soon as like the paving and all that stuff gets accomplished, and I don't know if we can sneak in. I don't know what day I'm going to be totally out. I could probably, I really don't want to work when I'm supposed to be on vacation.
Nope.
You shouldn't have to.
No,
I just do a sheet saying that we'll do it when I'm back, maybe. But I'd like to get all the bills paid so we have the end of the year balances. So the other thing is the next meeting would really be on the first, I think like July 5th, right? But
Yeah,
we have
July
the
6th
4th,
is the first Tuesday.
yeah, and I am going to be away. So what our next meeting would have to be, hold on a minute.
The 13th?
Yeah, I think so. I think we should
Okay.
do the 13th. I just don't, yeah, the 6th. Because I think we're closed on Monday, the 5th. So I wouldn't have time to post it anyways. So is July 13th, does that work for everybody?
Until I
Well,
check the
you know.
main calendar so far.
Yeah, and that gives us a week before our tour, the music and art tour. So
Okay.
I'm excited about that. So that one won't really be a tour. It'll just be like people will just be coming in and walking around and enjoying the atmosphere. So I mean, I will be stationed at the front and just in case guiding people through, but if I would love it if you guys could help out that day. It's okay. So I
Gotcha.
will send you some information on that as well. Because I believe that Ashley will be, I don't know if Ashley will be able to work that day, but I think that's her last day.
Really?
Yeah, and then I won't have an AmeriCorps member and until probably September. But hopefully they will approve a person for us for next year, which will be exciting. I'm
Great.
hoping.
I'd just like to add also when we have Link and Jim Stratton
Yeah.
come in to talk with us, if you guys want to think about what you'd like to ask, like what can we expect of them? And we can tell them what we expect of them also, that sort of thing. Because just kind of get it in your head that we want to ask them what's going on. I think it's just Jim this summer. I'm not sure if he's got any help at all.
Yeah, I know that they were having a very difficult time
Yeah.
hiring, and I know that Carol Capola had mentioned maybe that we could offer a little bit more funding, for them to get some more staff. Because in years past, we used to always have a whole bunch of young kids that would apply and work in the
Yeah.
cemetery department.
Yeah.
And they didn't have, the last couple of years, they haven't had anybody even apply.
Really. And
So
I'm too old, but I've been putting in my hours, but I don't expect to get paid. So, but I put in over 30 hours in helping
I don't
dig
think
up those damn yucca lilies
I don't think
and
anyone
clean
wants,
out the veteran stones, etc.
yeah, I just don't think anyone wants to do weed whacking and when they
Yeah.
can work in the supermarket, make more money.
Right.
Or
It's,
they, work as a waiter or a waitress and make more money. It just, for them, they just don't want to do it. Unfortunate, but
okay, anything else?
besides that, we have our bills. We have Eversource, $8.91. We had two site-wide bills that were left over from irrigation. One is $16.40. The other was $56.80. We have a WB Mason. I bought some paper and new file folders because there was a lot of blue ones from Island Pond, which was $69.37, and some pens and a little flash drives and stuff. For Web Services of America, which is the company that's doing the Arboretum software, $9,837.50. And then I still haven't done my mileage. I'll try to do my mileage today. I haven't done it for the last couple months, but I need to do it by the end of the year. So I will try to get the rest of the bills in to you guys today. I'll scan them in and then you guys can approve them. And then I probably won't make them for today's, I mean, unless you guys think you'd be able to, if I scanned in the ones that I have, and then I can do another batch later. Because yeah, I can do that. And
Yeah,
then that way, at least these people will be paid, and then I can move on with the other ones. I think Paul Sweetzer's bill is in as well. I was waiting for him to send it to me, but I'll check and see if it got emailed. I just got 8 emails, so. All right.
And then we're gonna meet over at Evergreen.
Yes. Is everyone ready to meet at Evergreen?
Uh, Yeah, I have an appointment at 10, but I can go.
Okay, so I think if we go just, we can go and just walk around. I just want to get you guys feel for, we're going to be going out to bid for the flags and the placement of the flags around the circle there. Just show you where the electrical trench is going to be going. And we can just take a look at on what improvements you guys want to happen over there.
Okay, you wanna meet there, what, in 10, 15 minutes?
Sure.
That sound reasonable?
That work for, okay. And we'll meet by the Rotary Circle in the new section?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And if you go through the old section, don't beat Jim up for not cleaning up yet, because he hasn't heard about the mess I left.
I sent the work order in this morning, Cindy.
Thank you.
Okay, so the meeting will continue at the cemetery, or I close it out now?
No, you close it down and then we reopen it.
Okay. Call a meeting to end the meeting at 8:39.
Mhm.
5 seconds, and like,
Second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, I've never heard anybody not in favor of that.
I'll see you all at Evergreen.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.